Assistant Prosecutor Suzette Samuels. She wrote an affidavit, it's on record in court, saying that she did wrong. But these cases and how she was working for her boss, who was a prosecutor, telling her to carry out these orders or hit some people or arrest some people and to do these bribes. And she was afraid for her job and everything else. But now all of the truth is coming out. So listen in, everybody. Listen in.
Get to the affidavit of Assistant County Attorney Suzette Samuels admitting to working directly for defendant Sean Combs. Now comes the plaintiff, Derek Pro Se, submits to this court the affidavit of Suzette Samuels. It confirms that Combs, Kim Worthy, and her had an agreement in 96 and 97, and that the defendant ordered that the persons to place the plaintiff in confinement for the purpose of ensuring that the plaintiff is not able to collect on the agreement reached between all parties in 1997. There it is. That's what I was looking for.
My name is Suzette Samuels, bar number P51796. I am a lawyer and assistant prosecuting attorney for the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office in Detroit, Michigan, County of Wayne, State of Michigan. I prosecuted Mr. Derek in the criminal case of People of the State of Michigan versus Derek Smith during the criminal proceedings of January 1, 2008 through October 31, 2008. I worked directly for the immediate persons of Kim L. Worthy, Wayne County Prosecutor, and for Mr. Sean Combs, P. Diddy. The office prosecutor has framed Derek for the crimes of criminal SA beginning in 1997, in 2008, and again in 2019 while he was incarcerated. The person who directed these prosecutions were and still are P. Diddy and Kim L. Worthy, current Wayne County Prosecutor. Number 3, Mr. Sean Combs and Kim L. Worthy ordered the Detroit Police Department's 9th Precinct, Northeastern District to arrest and frame Derek Lee Cardello Smith for multiple R that he did not commit. Number 4, Mr. Sean Combs and Kim L. Worthy directed me to use my powers and office as the Assistant Wayne County Prosecutor to falsely charge and convict Mr. Derek with 6 counts of criminal S conduct and 2 counts of kidnapping, which I did out of fear of my life and which I did because I was paid to do so in this and many other cases.
Oh my God. Sorry.
128 Black male citizens. Makes me start shaking. I get so angry.
128?
128. Okay. Black citizens of Detroit, Saginaw, Flint, and other counties of Michigan that were investors in bad boy records prior to 1997. All so they didn't have to get paid. Number 5, Mr. Combs ordered Kim L. Worthy to prosecute Derek for the crimes and to keep him in prison for these crimes after Mr. Combs had taken a $150,000 investment from Derek in early January 1997, and Derek demanded a notarized receipt with Mr. Marcus Ashford overseeing the notary services. Number 6, Mr. Combs and my boss, Kim Worthy, have framed Derek to cover up the R of Derek by Mr. Combs in 1997. Do you want me to read that again?
I'm sorry, my brain is literally like throbbing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that might need to be read again because I don't think it really comes
read
through.
It again.
Read that again.
Number 6, P. Diddy and my boss, Kim Worthy, have framed Derek to cover up the R of Derek by Diddy in 1997, and while Derek was serving as Diddy's bartender throughout 1996 and 1997.
So P. Diddy committed the R, and
Correct.
he used Derek as a scapegoat to throw him under the bus and say he did it and paid off a bunch of people.
No.
No.
This is a separate act. This is a separate offense altogether. It appears as though there may have been more than one occasion that Diddy R'd Derek.
Oh God. That's what I couldn't understand. I can't, I'm having
Yeah.
trouble understanding the sentence. And by the way, I think I'm starting to figure out why this is so crazy and seems to be almost not poorly written, because it's written very, very well, and why it's written on like a typewriter. This is because Derek is typing all of this from jail on a typewriter, sending these affidavits out. They get signed by the people responsible.
Correct.
And submitted to the court. Oh my God.
Correct.
Please continue.
Number 7, Diddy sent 3 men to delete Smith in 1997 while he and a female companion were exiting a Detroit movie theater. Derek was stabbed in his right arm while defending himself and killed the knife-wielding assailant.
Holy crap.
Right. Number 8, Derek was placed under arrest for second-degree deletion. This deletion was then hidden, and it led to Derek being sent to prison for multiple counts of criminal conduct, crimes of which he is innocent of. Number
Hold on
9.
a second. So he's been in prison not since 2007, because I thought it was 17 years that he has been locked up. He has been locked up for almost 30 years.
This makes it sound like, yes, in 1997 is when this occurred. I don't know when it doesn't state when he was sent. Maybe we'll get there.
Maybe we'll get there.
Number 9, I worked with the 1997 assistant prosecutor under Michael Dugan. That happens to be the mayor of Detroit. And then Judge Kim Worthy, Mr. Michael Duggan, current Detroit mayor, and other officials to cover up the crime. And I played a key role within Detroit police officers, Mr. Diddy, who was personally involved, and other members of Wayne County and current high-ranking Wayne County government officials to hide the deletion and to unlawfully place Derek in the custody of the Michigan Department of Corrections for crimes of SA and kidnapping he is innocent of. So since 1997.
So I was wrong. When I said he has been in prison for 17 years, he has been in prison for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
More than half of
28.
his life.
Yeah. I'm just getting angrier. I just get angrier and angrier as you really dig into this. This is so wrong. Number 10, Diddy was always personally involved and directed these meetings in order to cover up the R he committed upon Derek.
Oh, okay,
And
there it is. So he did. And Derek is a male.
Yes, correct. And to ensure that Derek never collected his rightful claim to 49% of Bad Boy Records and holdings.
There it
based
is,
upon-
folks. There is your motive. He owned almost half of everything P. Diddy owned. And P. Diddy wanted him. He tried to remove him physically. That didn't work. By sending gun for hire, a knife for hire. That didn't work, so he locked him up. He figured the second best is to just remove him from freedom.
Right. Take his voice.
Yep.
And so that was invested in 1997. Diddy and Kim L. Worthy both paid cash directly to Mr. Vincent Smother, a contract killer, Patricia Penman, detective in Detroit and Dearborn, Michigan, David Cobb, Detroit Police Department sergeant, since deceased.
All right, so pay attention, everybody. This is where she starts to talk about the payments up to district court people. This is important because it reminds us, of at least me and my godson Rymir, of what we are going through right now. The state court and the district court. Because remember, I said in documents that Mr. Carter, Sean Carter, Jay-Z, his attorney, said in not open court, but out in the hallway, whatever it was, that he had paid good money for these orders. And this is not dealing with district court, but just in general. So I heard this language before. And while they're doing this and talking about this, this is hitting home. But I want you guys to pay attention.
Carly Carpenter, Tina Bomarito, Andrea Bomarito, and others to kidnap and attempt to delete Derek in 2008, only to fail, and then decided to use the same people to frame Derek for R that he did not do.
So he was put away in 97, then he was released, and then in 2008, they're like, we need to put him back in.
Right. That's what it sounds like. I don't see
Yeah.
anything where it shows where he was released, but again, needs some more digging, I guess.
Yeah. Internet's going to do its thing now.
I hope so. Number 12, Carly Carpenter, sisters Tina and Andrea Bomarito are SA, and I don't know if I can read that.
Slavery?
Yes, slavery victims of Diddy. Wayne County officials Kim L. Worthy and part of a crime ring and criminal enterprise throughout the state of Michigan. Whoa.
What?
Here it comes, y'all.
This is worse. This is way worse. Number 13, I paid $5,000 to a 36th district court judge to secure an arrest warrant for Derek in January of 2008. $5,000.
And that's what the police officer affidavit states as well.
He was paid more.
No. The police officer said I paid $5,000 to the judge.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So, wow. Number 14, I paid $5,000 to Judge Willis, 36th District Court Detroit judge, to falsely determine that there was enough evidence to make Derek stand trial in the Wayne County Circuit Court at the probable cause conference hearing, and he was therefore bound over for trial. I paid $10,000 to Judge Daniel P. Ryan, 3rd Circuit Court Judge of Wayne County, to grant all of my motions in circuit court and secure a conviction of Derek by way of denying every motion that Derek was entitled to be given, resulting in his plea of no contest.
So this is very pivotal to me. And here's why. That's the same thing that happened to me and Rymir. Not one motion was granted. And it was like every judge was doing the same thing. Somebody was getting paid. At least it looked like that. And when I read this and hear about this, this reminds me of exactly none of the motions nothing, no due process, all the motion things that we should have got, like records, everything was denied. So I want you guys to see why this hit me home for me anyway.
I'm going to get mad. Number 15, I paid $4,300 to Judge Thomas Cameron of 3rd Circuit Court to deny Derek's post-conviction motions, even though he was entitled to the relief he was entitled to, and they were denied. I paid Judge Bridget Mary Hathaway, 3rd Circuit Court Judge of Wayne County, $23,000 from January 2019 throughout February 1st, 2025.
Of this year?
This year. I just got goosebumps.
To deny all of his rightful motions that he was entitled to be granted.
I performed the transactions of those monetary handovers on the orders of Kim L. Worthy and P. Diddy, and I complied fully with these orders of the two persons named because they have their hands deep into the elected and appointed workers in the County of Wayne, City of Detroit, and other areas of Michigan. Number 18, Mr. Cobbs deleted himself in 2008 when Derek was going to call him as a witness in his criminal case at trial.
Oh my God.
It was not deletion. It was
not self-deletion. It was deletion by somebody else.
Right. Ordered by P. Diddy and, that's his distinction, Kim Worthy. He passed 2 days before Derek's trial was to begin, resulting in Derek's entering a no contest plea. I need a drink of water.
Holy crap.
Number 19, every document in the cases Derek filed against P. Diddy is real, accurate, and true, as that I have the same copies of those documents, and I have had the documents for many years, and Kim Worthy has them too.
P. Diddy used Kim Worthy, who also in turn used Detroit police officer Patrick Jackman and another Detroit police officer to work with 2 Los Angeles police officers to delete Tupac Shakur
You got it.
and Marion Knight,
Suge Knight.
Suge Knight, on direct
All right, so that on the record.
orders of P. Diddy.
So here it is, y'all. According to this information from a prosecutor, this is an assistant prosecutor named, we already said her name, I'm gonna say it again. Just I want to make sure it's right. Suzette Samuels, an assistant prosecutor, is saying, this is her affidavit. She's saying that what she just said in regard to unaliving Tupac was done by the order of P. Diddy. So at the end of the day, here it is. I want to play it again, but I'm not going to. So we'll talk about it.
This is all proven by documents contained in the case of Derek versus P. Diddy, Eastern District of Michigan. Okay, now this is getting a little conspiracy theory for my taste, but we'll continue reading as this is an official court filing. I state that these documents are true and real and not forged, and Mr. Derek stands by them. And so do I, because I have the exact same copies of 3 documents, and Kim Worthy does as well. And by the way, folks, I'm jumping forward for just a second, just so you all understand. This is not just some random person filing, trying to accuse P. Diddy of XYZ. This is a man who has submitted an affidavit that was signed by the assistant Wayne County prosecutor at the time of this all happening, and this has been signed on February 10th, 2025, just last month.
Correct.
Signed, notarized by a public notary, and submitted to the court. So it's not just Derek doing Derek things. This is an affidavit of the assistant Wayne County prosecutor stating
Correct.
this. She signed off on this. The Office of the Wayne County Prosecutor, it goes on, has destroyed all homicide files beginning in 95 through 2003. This was done to hide the homicide Derek originally committed in self-defense, to frame him for the crime he is in fact innocent of. I currently have video footage of Derek himself in the parking lot in 97, and I have video of Derek being framed for multiple R's at the direction of Sean P. Diddy. I have video of Mr. Combs's R victims being coerced and forced to testify falsely. There's video?
Right.
Oh my God. This is going to be, 2025 is the year, folks. This is the year. It was actually P. Diddy R-ing them and beating them and forcing them to do it, along with other Wayne County officials and members of law enforcement. I have documents that support all of Derek's claims, and he was threatened by P. Diddy, that if he went through with the SA charges of P. Diddy, that Derek's family and friends would their lives would all be threatened. Sorry, it's a little hard to read because again, you got to remember, this is Derek typing on a typewriter in jail.
So I'm going to stop right there and get this closer to the end, because I want to talk about the immunity piece, because that's another piece that hits home for me. That some persons in these positions think that they can get away with stuff because of immunity, such as a judge, right? So we have a New Jersey case right now that's pending, and we were told quite a few things about judges are immune, blah, blah, blah. But this is why sometimes some judges who are doing things is outside of their normal duties. So let me see what this says, because I want to get to the part where she talks about why she did what she did, because they bullied her, and also she knew she could hide behind the immunity of her positions. So I'm trying to make sure I got the right page, and I think this is it, and then we'll see where it is. Yeah, this is the right page. So let's see where we at with that.
That was bribed and did bribe to frame an innocent man, Derek, on orders of Kim Worthy and P. Diddy. She's still a prosecutor?
Yes. It's wild.
She's not going to be for very long, I'll tell you that.
No. Wow.
I will attest to these facts because they are true and real, and what has happened to Derek is a tragedy and a miscarriage of justice. and his no contest plea should be withdrawn, and this matter allowed to go to jury trial or the charges against him dismissed in their entirety. I framed Derek for the worst crimes imaginable, and he is innocent, and I acted on orders of P. Diddy to do this because of Derek's inside knowledge as to how Bad Boy Records was built, how P. Diddy operates, and who he is as a man. Derek is a good man, and P. Diddy is a bad boy. I acted against the law and hide behind my immunity and protections afforded by Kim Worthy.
That's it right there. She says she hid behind the immunity and the protections afforded her by Kim Worther, which was her prosecutor boss. And this she know is wrong and must be corrected. So they're saying
wrong, and it must be corrected.
Right. So that's what we're saying now. So we're going to stop there, everybody. You're going to have to go back, and I'm going to put in the chat who these people are that I'm getting this information from. And what you guys can do is you can go and look at the rest of it and listen to it. It's only about an hour. And what they do is they go through the affidavits of Derek Smith, the young man who's making these claims, who's in jail now because of false pretense, because of these people. He never gave up. If you remember, he had filed a complaint against P. Diddy, and he won by default because $100 million, because P. Diddy said he didn't know the case was out there and he didn't go back. And then eventually P. Diddy's lawyer came back and said, well, P. Diddy he don't know P. Diddy. They never met and all this other kind of stuff. And then, of course, the guy comes out with all of this evidence, a lot. So the three things I wanted to make sure you knew and heard from the horse's mouth, that this case in Detroit, Michigan, looks a lot like some of the stuff that me and Rymir Sadaway has been through in New Jersey. We're now taking the judges to court because of the same reason. We believe there were bribes, and because of their actions and what they did and didn't do, it appears of that. In fact, we have the case now that the current magistrate and the assistant or deputy attorney general of New Jersey, in our opinion, is looking like they're colluding. We'll talk about that later. But at the end of the day, we've already been through this madness where we didn't get none of our motions granted, not one. Even stuff that's basic is asking for documents. Everything was denied, and it was denied for a reason. It was because somebody was behind the scenes making sure nothing went through. Pay attention, everybody. So when I saw this, and P. Diddy is a part of the circle of Sean Carter or Jay-Z, and they're all a part of the circle. I'm not saying he's part of this circle because I don't know. All I know is what I read about P. Diddy in the affidavits from police officers, from an assistant prosecutor, and from judges. So she said that she paid to make sure this young man did not get any of his motions done. And P. Diddy was doing it for the reasons he believed he was doing it for, which it looks like is unethical, but that's not a reason, even if you think it is. You do it the right way. But here we have, everybody, a story, and hidden story on top of a story. And I needed to share. I hope you go back, look at the video in its entirety. There's some other documentations that's out there similar, and just believe it, I guess. I mean, what am I going to say? You can't sit back and say it's not true because you don't know. It's inside the court records in Michigan. And if these people are lying and making up stories in there, that's another problem for them. But for people to come clean and to make sure they say what they need to say, that means a lot. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to talk about this because it hit close to home. I'm telling you, it hit close to home where I was in this situation with my godson, not getting no justice. I mean, zero, everybody. And knowing that something was wrong. Now, I did get a tweet or something from somebody. We got some tweets and emails, and I'm going to tell you what they said. This is a while back. This is about maybe a month or two ago. They said that Alex Spiro, Jay-Z's attorney, wanted our case, because we're in Philadelphia. He didn't want our case in Philadelphia. He wants our case, even though he's not a defendant or his client. He wanted our case in New Jersey because he had some district court judges in his pocket. That's what was sent to us. So they sent that about a month or so ago, and I'm not surprised about the comment because I heard Jay-Z's attorney, Kenneth L. Winters, when he was at court in New Jersey, say they paid good money for these orders. I heard it because he's obnoxious. He felt like he could do what he wants. I heard that with my own ears, right? That's not no gossip. So at the end of the day, the things they did, the things I heard, the things people are saying, the things people are doing in that same circle of friends seems very similar. So I'm just saying to say, you guys, y'all, everybody, we got to pray, y'all, because if we don't stand up and do something, the system's going to corrode. All the people in your family, like my father and other people who fought for this country, got brothers that are police officers. So at the end of the day, and good ones at that, we have to uphold the law. We got to uphold the law. There's no second guessing. There's no workarounds. We got to hold it up. So we have Suzette Summers, this lady, Suzette Samuels, let me get it right, who wrote an affidavit that's in record in Michigan about making the wrongs right. A police officer also did an affidavit. Then the young ladies who made false accusations about Mr. Derek Smith have affidavits. There's a lot of affidavits that were done that are in the court. They're public record. And I'm just saying to you to say that we've been through our public stuff too, and still going through. All because we wanted to do the right thing, and people just want to use their money, use their power, and by the grace of God, things are crumbling like a cookie because God ain't going to be mocked. He ain't going to be mocked, everybody. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to come on and talk about what I needed to talk about in this regard, because like I said, this for me hit home. But thank you all so much. Y'all know I don't like keeping y'all too long, but I'm gonna come back on and talk about the other pieces with Mr. Derek Smith. We'll come back and talk about, just like we did here, just Suzette. Well, I guess we might not do Suzette's Samuels again, but hers is a big one because she's an assistant prosecutor. And then we're going to talk about the young ladies and how they felt like they were sex trafficked and doing stuff. And then 128 other Black men were either in prison and or died as a result of this ring of things for the wrong reasons. 128 in Detroit, Michigan. So there's a problem, everybody. There's some problems right now. And you need to pray and you need to do something, because God is going to have the last word. It's going to be a good one too. So I don't want to get in that, because I'm telling you, that's just crazy to me. You need to go back and look and see if your loved ones and anybody that died, and it's so suspicious. You need to do something about it. So here we find an assistant prosecutor of Wayne County in Detroit, Michigan, a woman by the name of Suzette Samuels, has broken her silence, and the affidavits and things have been in the system since last month. So we just thank God, because the truth always prevails. So this is Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil, and I'm going to be signing out, but I'm always going to be signed in and plugged into the right place, and always at the right time. Be encouraged, everybody. We look forward to talking with you soon on Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil.